Alex's month starts out pretty normal. Paycheck comes in, budget looks okay, a little bit sitting in savings, nothing fancy, but enough to feel slightly safe. Then, out of nowhere, the car starts making this awful grinding noise every time Alex accelerates. At first, Alex turns up the music and pretends it's fine. A few days later, the sound is louder, and a warning light pops up on the dashboard. Heart sinks. At the mechanic, the verdict lands: transmission trouble, and it's going to be expensive. On the way home, Alex's phone buzzes. It's a message from best friend Mia. She's just been discharged from the hospital and got hit with a bill her parents can't fully cover. She's embarrassed to ask, but needs help. Alex stares at the screen, then at the tiny pile of savings. There's no way it stretches that far. The budget was okay for normal life, but not this. That night, Alex sits in a cafe with friend Jamie, swirling a drink more than actually sipping it. "I thought budgeting would keep me safe," Alex says, "but one car problem and one hospital bill, and I'm already stuck." Jamie nods. Budgeting is step one, but this is why people talk about an emergency fund. It's not extra savings for fun stuff. It's your "oh no, everything went wrong" money. Jamie breaks it down. An emergency fund covers things like sudden car repairs, medical bills, job loss, or urgent family problems, not concert tickets or new phones. It sits in a separate account, ideally one that earns at least a bit of interest. You hope you never need it, but when life hits, it keeps you from panicking, using credit cards, or borrowing from everyone. Alex realizes that the small savings pile was more like a rainy day jar than a real emergency buffer. No wonder this week feels terrifying. Back at home, Alex opens a notebook and starts writing down what it actually costs just to exist each month. Rent, utilities, groceries, transport, phone. Basic life, not Netflix, not eating out, not new clothes. The total is higher than Alex expected. Multiply that by 3, then by 6, and the emergency fund target looks huge. For a moment, Alex just wants to slam the notebook shut. "There's no way I can ever save that much," the inner voice says. But then another thought slips in. What if I don't need the full 6 months right away? What if I just focus on the first small milestone? Alex circles a smaller number, enough to handle one big problem, and decides that's the first target. Not perfect safety, but a real start. Alex decides to try something new. Instead of waiting to see what's left over, a fixed slice of every paycheck will go straight into the emergency fund account before anything else. That means some changes. Lunches become leftovers in a container instead of takeout. Coffee shop visits shrink to once a week instead of daily. A couple of impulse subscription services get canceled. None of this feels glamorous. But at the end of the first month, the account looks different. It's not huge yet, but it's no longer just a lonely little number. There's still no money for the car repair or Mia's bill. Alex is still borrowing rides and feels bad about not helping more. But for the first time, there's a plan, not just stress. The second month doesn't go any easier. On top of the broken car and Mia's situation, Alex's phone starts glitching badly. Apps freeze, battery drops from 80% to 10% in an hour, random shutdowns. A new phone would solve everything in one swipe. Standing in the electronics store, Alex looks at the shiny models in their perfect little stands. That emergency fund balance would cover most of it. For a few minutes, the idea feels reasonable. I need my phone to work. That's an emergency, right? But then, Alex pictures the mechanic's face, the long hospital hallway, Mia's nervous message. Those problems are bigger than a slow phone. With a sigh, Alex puts the new phone back and walks out. The old one will have to survive a bit longer. Instead, Alex looks around the apartment and spots a stack of old games, clothes, and gadgets that never get used. A weekend mini garage sale appears as a new line in the plan. The emergency fund grows slowly. But now it's not just from cutting back. It's from finding money in places Alex had already forgotten about. By the third month, Alex is tired. Saying no is draining. Friends still invite trips, dinners, and little splurges. Sometimes Alex joins, but more often now, Alex says, "Not this time. I'm saving for my sanity." The side hustles and small sacrifices finally add up. One evening, Alex sits down, opens the banking app, and sees it. The number that once seemed impossible is now sitting in the emergency fund. The first real milestone has been hit. The next day, Alex calls the mechanic and schedules the repair, paying in cash instead of putting it on a credit card. Later that week, Alex quietly sends Mia what she needs to clear her bill. No interest, no conditions. When Alex goes to bed that night, the problems aren't magic fixed. The car still needs maintenance in the future, life will still be unpredictable, but there's a layer of calm that wasn't there before. A year passes. Alex keeps the automatic transfers going even when life feels easier. The emergency fund grows beyond that first milestone to something that could now cover a few months of basic living costs. There are still surprises: a dental issue, a sudden flight to visit a sick relative, a rent increase. Each time Alex dips into the fund, feels the balance drop, and then slowly rebuilds it. The account goes up and down like a heartbeat, but that's the point. It's doing its job. Every now and then, Alex imagines the alternate timeline, the version of life where there was no emergency fund. The broken car would have turned into credit card debt. The hospital bill would have become overdue notices. Each new problem would stack on the last one until sleep becomes shallow and money becomes something to constantly fear. In this timeline, though, problems still show up, but they don't crush everything. They're just problems. Annoying, expensive, but survivable. Alex isn't a millionaire. There's no magic investment and no secret hack. Just one decision. Build a cushion before life pushes you over. If you're watching this and your car's noisy, your phone is dying, or you're one bill away from panic, you don't have to fix everything this month. Pick a small first goal. Maybe it's $300, $500 a month, and whatever feels like, I'd breathe easier if I had this. Name an account emergency fund so you can't forget what it's for. Set up that tiny automatic transfer, even if it feels laughably small at the start. Check it once in a while, not to obsess, but to remind yourself, future you is getting a little safer. That's all Alex did. Brick by brick, dollar by dollar, turning chaos into something you can actually handle. Your turn. Open that app right now. Transfer $20. Watch future you smile back. One small move today equals one less panic tomorrow.